The relationship between Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce continues to dominate global headlines throughout 2025, solidifying their status as the most talked about power couple of the year. More than a celebrity romance, their partnership has evolved into a cultural phenomenon that bridges music, sports, media, and economics on an unprecedented scale. From stadiums to streaming platforms, their combined influence is reshaping how audiences engage with entertainment and professional sports. Public attention intensified when Taylor Swift began appearing regularly at NFL games involving the Kansas City Chiefs, where Travis Kelce plays as one of the league's most prominent stars. What initially seemed like a personal gesture quickly turned into a measurable media effect. Television ratings for NFL broadcasts spiked during games attended by Swift, particularly among younger viewers and female demographics historically underrepresented in football audiences. Search trends related to Taylor Swift NFL, Travis Kelce Taylor Swift, and Chiefs games Taylor Swift surged globally, signaling a shift in viewing behavior driven by pop culture crossover. At the same time, Travis Kelce experienced a significant rise in international visibility. Merchandise sales, particularly his jerseys, saw sharp increases, while his name began appearing in entertainment-focused media outlets that rarely cover American football. Industry analysts noted that the relationship created a rare, organic intersection between two massive fan bases, resulting in expanded reach for both the NFL and Swift's music catalog. As 2025 progressed, media coverage showed no signs of slowing. Every public appearance by Swift and Kelce generated widespread discussion across social media platforms, entertainment news, and sports commentary. Despite the intense scrutiny, both maintained a notably restrained public posture. There were no sensational announcements, no public disputes, and no attempts to control the narrative through constant statements. Instead, their approach appeared deliberate and composed, a contrast to the volatility often associated with high-profile celebrity relationships. This restraint became a defining element of their public image. In interviews, Kelce spoke about Swift with consistency and respect, emphasizing support rather than spectacle. Swift, meanwhile, was seen engaging comfortably in environments far removed from sold-out stadium tours, presenting a version of herself that felt grounded and genuine. Media analysts suggested that this balance between visibility and privacy played a key role in sustaining public interest. Midway through the year, attention peaked following a high-stakes NFL game broadcast to a global audience. Under intense pressure, Kelce delivered a standout performance that contributed to a crucial victory. As cameras scanned the crowd, Swift's quiet, emotional reaction quickly went viral. The moment, marked by restraint rather than celebration, was widely described by commentators as emotionally resonant. In an era dominated by exaggerated reactions and manufactured drama, the simplicity of the scene stood out. From a commercial standpoint, the Swift-Kelce effect continued to influence brand strategies. Major companies explored opportunities to align themselves with the couple's image, though both Swift and Kelce appeared selective in their commercial engagements. Marketing experts viewed this selectivity as a strategic decision, preserving the authenticity that underpins their appeal and preventing overexposure. Cultural commentators increasingly described the pair as symbols of a new kind of celebrity power couple. One defined less by controversy and more by consistency, mutual support, and cross-industry impact. Their relationship demonstrated how personal narratives, when perceived as genuine, can drive engagement at a global scale without relying on sensationalism. As the second half of 2025 unfolds, media focus has shifted toward the durability of their relationship under sustained public attention. Rather than diminishing their individual careers, the partnership appears to have reinforced both. Swift remains one of the most influential artists in the world, while Kelce continues to perform at the highest level of professional football, maintaining his status as one of the NFL's elite players. With measurable effects on viewership, consumer behavior, and cultural conversation, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce have moved beyond the label of celebrity couple. They have become a case study in modern influence, illustrating how authenticity and timing can generate global impact. Whether their story evolves quietly or takes an unexpected turn, one conclusion is already clear. Throughout 2025, the world remains firmly fixed on Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Beyond the headlines and viral moments, the Taylor Swift-Travis Kelce story has begun to influence conversations at a deeper structural level within both the entertainment and sports industries. Media scholars point out that this relationship has altered how cross-industry visibility is measured. Traditionally, musicians and athletes occupied parallel but largely separate ecosystems. In 2025, that boundary has visibly blurred. Swift's appearances at NFL games are no longer treated as novelty sightings, but as expected cultural moments that networks actively plan coverage around. NFL executives have openly acknowledged the impact. Broadcast strategies increasingly account for celebrity-driven audience spikes, while social media teams adapt real-time content to capitalize on Swift-related engagement. Analysts estimate that games associated with Swift's attendance generate millions of additional interactions across platforms within minutes, reinforcing the league's relevance among younger, digitally native audiences. This has prompted broader discussions about the future of sports marketing, where emotional storytelling and personality-driven narratives may rival traditional competitive appeal. On the music side, Taylor Swift's brand has entered an unusual phase of expansion without active promotion. Streams of her catalog reportedly increase following major NFL appearances, particularly among first-time listeners drawn in through sports-related media exposure. Industry insiders describe this as a rare example of passive audience acquisition, where visibility alone, without new releases or campaigns, drives sustained consumption. For an artist already at the peak of global influence, the phenomenon is considered unprecedented. Public fascination has also been fueled by the contrast between Swift and Kelce's professional worlds. Swift operates within a meticulously curated creative industry, defined by storytelling, symbolism, and emotional resonance. Kelce's environment is governed by physical performance, statistics, and competition under pressure. Their relationship narrative sits at the intersection of these two realities, creating a dynamic that feels both cinematic and grounded. This duality has become a central theme in long-form media coverage throughout 2025. Despite the scale of attention, both figures continue to avoid overexposure. Swift has not altered her public communication style, and Kelce remains focused on football performance rather than celebrity branding. Sources close to the sports and entertainment industries suggest that this restraint is intentional. In a media climate driven by constant updates and instant reactions, silence and selectivity have become strategic tools. Each public appearance gains weight precisely because it is not oversaturated. As the year progressed, speculation naturally intensified around the long-term implications of their relationship. Commentators debated whether the pairing would eventually lead to formal collaborations, joint business ventures, or philanthropic initiatives. Thus far, neither Swift nor Kelce has confirmed such plans, allowing speculation to build without resolution. This open-ended narrative has kept public interest elevated, as audiences remain alert for signs of the next chapter. Another notable dimension of the story is its global reach. While American media remains the epicenter of coverage, international outlets across Europe, Asia, and Latin America increasingly frame the relationship as a symbol of American pop culture dominance. Swift's global fanbase amplifies every development, while the NFL benefits from renewed attention in markets where American football traditionally struggles to gain traction. The relationship, in effect, functions as soft cultural export. Critics, however, have raised questions about media saturation and celebrity fixation. Some argue that the scale of coverage risks overshadowing professional achievements, particularly within sports journalism. In response, several major outlets have adjusted their framing, emphasizing Kelce's on-field performance and Swift's artistic milestones alongside relationship-related news. This recalibration reflects a broader awareness of audience fatigue and the need for balanced storytelling. By late 2025, the narrative surrounding Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce has matured. What began as a surprising crossover romance has evolved into a sustained case study in modern influence. The story is no longer driven solely by novelty, but by continuity, how two individuals at the top of their respective fields navigate visibility, pressure, and expectation together. This evolution has been key to maintaining audience engagement over time. Ultimately, the enduring appeal of the Swift-Kelce relationship lies in its ambiguity. There is no dramatic conflict, no forced spectacle, and no definitive conclusion. Instead, the story unfolds incrementally, shaped by real-world events rather than curated announcements. In an era where audiences are increasingly skeptical of manufactured narratives, this authenticity has proven to be the most compelling element of all. As 2025 continues, one reality remains unchanged. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce occupy a unique position in contemporary culture. Their relationship has influenced media strategy, consumer behavior, and cross-industry collaboration without relying on controversy. Whether viewed through the lens of entertainment, sports, or cultural analysis, their story represents a defining moment in how influence is built and sustained in the digital age. As the conversation around Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce continues to evolve, industry observers note that their relationship has begun to function as a reference point for how modern celebrity narratives are constructed and sustained. Unlike past high-profile pairings that relied heavily on exclusives, staged appearances, or constant media updates, this story unfolds with minimal orchestration. That absence of overt narrative control has paradoxically increased its credibility, allowing audiences to project meaning onto moments that might otherwise seem ordinary. One of the most frequently cited aspects of the Swift-Kelce phenomenon in late 2025 is the shift in tone across media coverage. Early reporting focused on novelty and surprise, framing the relationship as an unexpected crossover between pop music and professional football. Over time, however, the language changed. Coverage became more analytical, contextualizing the relationship within broader discussions of influence, branding, and audience psychology. In effect, the couple became a lens through which larger cultural patterns were examined. Sports analysts began referencing Swift's presence not as a distraction, but as a factor in the NFL's evolving entertainment model. Discussions on sports media panels increasingly acknowledged that modern leagues compete not only with other sports, but with every form of digital entertainment. In that environment, narratives that extend beyond the field have measurable value. Swift's appearances, while personal in nature, highlighted the league's ability to exist within a wider cultural conversation. At the same time, music industry commentary pointed out that Swift's relationship with Kelce did not disrupt her artistic narrative. Unlike previous eras where a pop star's personal life risked overshadowing creative output, Swift's career momentum remained intact. Her songwriting legacy, business decisions, and influence over industry standards continued to dominate professional discourse. The relationship was treated as context, not content, an important distinction that reinforced her long-term credibility. Another layer of public interest emerged from how both figures navigated pressure independently. Travis Kelce faced increased scrutiny on the field, with every performance analyzed through the lens of heightened visibility. Rather than diminishing his play, the attention appeared to sharpen it. Coaches and teammates publicly emphasized his professionalism, while commentators noted his ability to compartmentalize external noise. This resilience became part of the broader narrative, reinforcing his image as a veteran athlete capable of leading under extreme attention. Swift, meanwhile, continued to manage one of the most demanding careers in modern entertainment. Tour planning, catalog control, and strategic partnerships remained central to her public identity. Her relationship did not alter her work cadence or public messaging. Observers interpreted this consistency as evidence of personal stability, an increasingly valued trait in an industry often defined by volatility. As months passed, speculation gave way to normalization. Swift and Kelce appearing together no longer triggered shock, but recognition. This transition from spectacle to familiarity marked a critical phase in the story's longevity. Cultural analysts argue that only narratives capable of surviving this phase without escalation endure. In this case, endurance came from predictability, supportive gestures, routine appearances, and an absence of contradiction. International media coverage continued to frame the relationship as emblematic of American cultural reach. In markets where Swift's influence was already well established, Kelce became a recognizable extension of that influence. In contrast, regions newly exposed to the NFL engaged with the sport through the personal narrative rather than the technical game itself. This asymmetric expansion demonstrated how individual stories can act as gateways to complex industries. There were also broader discussions about gender dynamics in coverage. Some commentators highlighted how Swift's presence challenged long-standing assumptions about sports audiences, while others examined how Kelce's portrayal differed from typical athlete stereotypes. The relationship prompted renewed debate over how media frames masculinity, success, and partnership in the public eye. These discussions extended the story beyond entertainment into sociocultural analysis. Toward the latter part of the year, attention increasingly shifted away from speculation about the relationship's future and toward its present impact. The absence of dramatic turning points became the defining feature. No sudden announcements, no public milestones, no visible attempts to capitalize on momentum. This restraint, once again, defied expectations and sustained engagement through contrast rather than escalation. By this stage, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce were no longer simply individuals linked by romance. They represented a convergence of timing, status, and authenticity rarely seen at this scale. Their story illustrated how influence can be amplified not through constant amplification, but through alignment of values, public behavior, and professional focus. As analysts look back on 2025, many agree that the Swift-Kelce narrative will be studied as a turning point in celebrity culture. It demonstrated that audiences respond not only to drama, but to coherence. That trust, once established, allows a story to persist without reinvention. In a media ecosystem driven by rapid cycles, that persistence is increasingly rare. Whether the relationship ultimately continues quietly or evolves into a new public chapter remains unknown. What is already clear, however, is that its impact extends far beyond tabloid fascination. It reshaped conversations across industries, influenced media strategy, and offered a blueprint for navigating visibility in the digital age. As the year draws toward its close, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce remain at the center of a global narrative not because of what they reveal, but because of what they consistently demonstrate: stability under scrutiny, influence without excess, and relevance without spectacle. In 2025, that combination has proven to be one of the most powerful stories of all. As coverage deepened toward the final stretch of 2025, media organizations began reassessing how they categorize the Taylor Swift-Travis Kelce phenomenon. What initially lived in entertainment columns and sports sidebars gradually migrated into business sections, cultural analysis, and even academic discussions about attention economics. Editors noted that articles mentioning both names consistently outperformed standard celebrity or sports news and engagement metrics, signaling a structural shift rather than a temporary spike. Market analysts observed that the couple's influence extended into consumer confidence and brand perception. When Swift attended games, Kansas City Chiefs home matches saw increased tourism activity, hotel bookings, and local merchandise sales. Economists described the effect as a micro-scale cultural stimulus, driven not by a single event but by recurring visibility. The relationship effectively created predictable moments of heightened attention, a valuable commodity in an otherwise volatile media landscape. In boardrooms, this predictability sparked strategic conversations. Executives across media, sports, and entertainment industries pointed to the Swift-Kelce dynamic as proof that narrative continuity now rivals novelty in value. Rather than chasing constant reinvention, sustained relevance could be achieved through coherence and restraint. This marked a departure from the long-standing assumption that public interest requires constant escalation. Meanwhile, fan communities played a crucial role in maintaining momentum. Swift's global fanbase analyzed every appearance with the same intensity once reserved for album rollouts, while NFL fans debated Kelce's performances with renewed scrutiny. These parallel conversations rarely clashed. Instead, they coexisted, creating a layered discourse that kept the story alive across platforms. Social media data showed that posts combining music and sports references generated unusually high cross-demographic engagement. Importantly, neither Swift nor Kelce actively fueled these discussions. Their limited public commentary allowed audiences to construct their own interpretations, a dynamic that media psychologists describe as participatory storytelling. In this model, the absence of definitive statements becomes a feature rather than a flaw, encouraging prolonged attention and emotional investment. By this stage, the narrative surrounding the couple had shifted from "why is this happening?" to "what does this represent?" Cultural theorists argued that the relationship symbolized a broader convergence of industries once considered separate. Music tours now resemble major sporting events in scale, while sports leagues increasingly adopt entertainment-driven storytelling. Swift and Kelce stood at the intersection of these trends, embodying a hybrid form of modern celebrity. Critically, both continued to deliver within their professional domains. Kelce's on-field performance remained a central focus in sports journalism, with analysts emphasizing his consistency, leadership, and adaptability under pressure. Swift's career trajectory showed no signs of deceleration, with her catalog maintaining dominance across streaming platforms and her business decisions continuing to influence industry standards. The relationship, rather than distracting from these achievements, appeared to contextualize them within a broader human narrative. As year-end retrospectives began to appear, major publications listed Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce among the defining figures of 2025, not separately but jointly. Their inclusion reflected a recognition that influence in the modern era is increasingly relational. Power is no longer measured solely by individual output, but by the ability to shape conversations across domains simultaneously. Some commentators cautioned against overinterpretation, reminding audiences that cultural moments are often fleeting. Yet even skeptics acknowledged the durability of this particular story. Unlike viral trends that burn out quickly, the Swift-Kelce narrative demonstrated resilience, adapting to changing contexts without losing coherence. That adaptability became its defining strength. As 2025 moves closer to its conclusion, public interest shows signs of stabilization rather than decline. The relationship no longer relies on surprise, it persists through familiarity. In a media environment saturated with extremes, that steadiness has emerged as its most compelling quality. Whether future developments alter the narrative remains uncertain. What is already established, however, is the lasting imprint of this moment. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce have redefined what a power couple can represent in the digital age, not as a spectacle driven by controversy, but as a sustained convergence of influence, authenticity, and timing. In the broader context of pop culture history, their story will likely be remembered not for a single headline or viral clip, but for its cumulative effect. Across music, sports, media, and business, the Swift-Kelce phenomenon has illustrated how modern attention is built, maintained, and translated into lasting relevance. And as long as that relevance endures, the world will continue watching.